Hey everyone, it's Evan. Another cold winter day here in Colorado, and that moment that most airplane owners dread has arrived for me, the engine overhaul. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about how I got here and what the plan is for moving forward. So welcome aboard. I'm Evan Anderman, a geologist, photographer, and pilot based in Denver, Colorado. Come with me as I discover new ways to look at the environment.
Going east, 6 Mike Yankee, thank you.
So this is a 1977 Turbo 206G, and it has the TSIO 520M engine in it and turbocharger. So I bought this airplane in December of 2019, and during the pre-buy, my mechanic and I got to look at the logbooks, and we noticed a couple things. First of all, this engine was installed in March of 1995 when there were 2,964 hours on the airframe. In May of 2006, the cylinders were replaced, and that was at about 562 hours since major overhaul. And they put the ECI Sermi nil cylinders on it. And my mechanic, he remembered that there was an AD out on these cylinders, and so he quickly looked it up and saw that they had like a 1,000-hour lifetime. In December of 2019, there were about 425 hours on the cylinders, and so we had about 575 hours left on the cylinders. Bought it in Phoenix and flew it away back to Denver, and kind of tucked that information back in the back of my head, and didn't think about it again until December of this year, when I woke up in the middle of the night and thought, oh no, I better check up on that and see where I'm at with it. First thing to do was to look up the actual AD itself, and so I'll do a little diversion here and talk about that. To find the AD, I went to the FAA website, and specifically the Airworthiness Directives page, and I went to search for one, and I happen to know that the number is 2016-16-12. Come down here and go to that page and get to the AD for that. So I downloaded it. The thing about this PDF is that it's 30 pages long, and most of it seems to be this supplementary information, which talks about the whole process. Must have been very controversial because there were a number of meetings, and then they get into dealing with comments that people made and why they agree or disagree, mostly disagree with that comments. And then you get down to conclusion. We reviewed the relevant data, considered the comments received, and determined that air safety and the public interest require adopting this AD as proposed. And then the interesting part, cost of compliance. We estimate that this AD affects about 6,200 CMI models, and then they go through figuring out how much it costs, and it's going to be roughly $11,520 per engine. That was in 2016. Obviously, that's changed a bit since then for various reasons. So scroll right on through and get down to, here we are, the Airworthiness Directive itself. Well, first of all, the effective date is effective September 15, 2016. The applicability. This AD applies to all Continental motors, model 520. Okay, I don't need to go any further because that's what I have. Down below, with Continental Motors, San Antonio, replacement parts, manufactured approval, cylinder assemblies, marketed by Engine Components International Division. And the important parts here, part number AEC 631397 with ECI Class 71 or Class 76. Serial numbers 1 through 61176. Unsafe condition, yes, we agree that. Compliance. So the first thing it applies here, review the engine maintenance records to determine if any affected cylinder assemblies are installed. Digging through my logbook, I came across this piece of paper, and you can see it says cylinder assembly, part number AEC 631397. So yes, that corresponds to the AD. And then the cylinders themselves had these pieces of paper. You can see the date of assembly was September 29th, 2005. And the serial numbers in the range from 31,000 or so to 33,000. So that's right in the middle of the range of the serial numbers for the cylinders. So it seems like my cylinders are definitely in that range. Okay, so this definitely applies to my engine. We can ignore all this other stuff. 5, removal from service. 1, for any affected cylinder assembly with 680 or fewer operating hours time in service since new on the effective date of this AD, remove the cylinder head assembly from service before reaching 1,000 operating hours time in service since new. That's the important part of the AD, and it definitely applies to my engine. So as you can see, I definitely proved that the AD applies to this engine. And so what are my options at this point? The first possibility is just to replace these cylinders and continue flying the airplane. I know you can go past the TBO as long as you monitor things. And so, that is an option. I decided, there's considerable expense there, and we're actually very close to the TBO anyway, like 85 hours from the TBO. And so I didn't want something else to come up that would necessitate an overhaul anyway, having spent all that money. So I ruled out that option. The next option is to have it overhauled locally with a shop here. So we called around to some shops and quickly figured out that there was a 4 to 6 month backlog, and they would have the airplane the whole time during that. I would like to continue to fly the airplane as much as I can. Who knows how much more time flying I have, so I want to use every week and month that I have to be able to fly. So the other option, of course, is to purchase an already overhauled engine and exchange this for that engine. It's something I did in my previous 206. I bought an engine from Ram, and I was very happy with that. And so we contacted Ram, figured out, it's not going to be cheap to do that, but it will speed up the process a little bit. Unfortunately, they have a 16-week backlog right now. They have a little bottleneck with getting the cases worked on. It seems like it's going to have the minimal amount of out of service time for the airplane. And so I'll get to keep flying, which is the good news. I have about 45 hours left until the 1,000 hours. And so 4 months until the engine's available, hopefully, if everything works out. I'll get to continue flying normally. It's obviously not been great flying weather. I haven't been putting a lot of hours on it anyway, but hopefully with the spring, things will pick up a little bit. So anyway, just wanted to let you know that, and I'll keep you appraised of the situation as I learn more. Thanks for flying with me, and I'll catch you on the next flight.